Greetings exiles, and no clickbait intro today because we have a lot of work to do ahead. I'll start by buying some new gems. Awakened Void Manipulation Support. Awakened Vicious Projectile Support. Awakened Arrow Nova Support. Awakened Swift Affliction Support. And finally, Level 4 Empower Support. I would also like to buy level 21 Vol Caustic Arrow, but this gem is too expensive and I don't think it's a good buy at this point. We'll also need another medium cluster. There are some options here, but I decided on this one. Watcher's Eye with damage over time multiplier while affected by malevolence will also be nice. Even though quantity is a really important stat for us, it's time to reduce it because we need the damage. Swap our amulet for one with chaos damage over time multiplier and +1 to level of all chaos skill gems. Pretty good item that will significantly increase our damage, which is exactly what we need. I think we had a pretty good shopping trip, got rid of some useless currency, but improved our gear. With these improvements, our damage increased significantly. It's fair to say that if we look at the well-known website, we can see that Caustic Arrow doesn't have a crazy amount of damage. But first of all, in reality it will be more, and it is enough for T16 maps. And secondly, we have the Vol version, which we use from time to time and which has much more damage. As you can see now, all enemies die relatively quickly, and as for me, this is quite acceptable speed for map clearing for this budget. As for map bosses, it takes you about 10 to 20 seconds to kill them, depending on the mods on the map and the effects of the altars. And overall, it's not the best result, but it's quite bearable. But honestly, when you will be on T16 maps, the damage won't be your main problem, because it doesn't matter how much DPS you have if your character is dead. So let's fix our defense. I have plans to add Grace and Defiance Banner, which in theory should almost double our effective HP. We need a small cluster with increased mana reservation efficiency of skills. Passive skills have 25% increased effect and mortifying aspect. Next, we need a new helmet with enchantment. Purity of Elements has 30% increased mana reservation efficiency. Now that we have the right base, it's time for crafting. Let's start with alteration spam. We need to find increased rarity of items found. Ideally, this stat should be in both suffix and prefix. It would also be nice to get something useful in addition to that. Only 16% increased rarity of items found, but in addition to that we got cold resistance and a good life roll. I think I'll stop here and not try my luck anymore. Now the benchcraft, increased rarity of items dropped by slaying rare or unique enemies. And the next step is a double exalted slam. All exactly according to Chris Wilson's guide. Close your eyes and you've got it. Stun and block recovery. Twice. No way. Thanks game, that's exactly what I wanted. Alright, I think that's the end of the crafting session, and I'm not ready to go through this whole process all over again. And the finishing touch. Wow. That was pretty quick. Sometimes lucky. After I made this helmet and started recording some material for my video, I found this. And I thought, maybe the game has something to tell me and that I should make a new helmet. So here we go again from the beginning. But now I'm going to use Essence of Loathing, because we'll need mana to activate all our auras. But first we need enchantment. Purity of Elements has 30% increased mana reservation efficiency. There you go. Thanks to the kind people who helped me make this quick. I also added an enchantment to my boots, 80% chance to avoid being stunned if you've killed recently. which in combination with Heart of Oak gives us 100% immunity to being stunned in most situations. I don't know about you, but I hate stun in this game. Speaking of which, now we can change our Pantheon to something more useful. At the same time, show what I use, and hopefully questions about what my Pantheons will be less. But let's get back to our craft. We use Essence of Loathing and try to find an additional increased rarity of items found. We need a free suffix, so we use Annulment Orb. Unlucky. Maybe that's what we need. I think I'll pass. I don't want that helmet. Let's try it again. This time I'm sure it'll work. And again, failure. Frankly, this might not be the best method to make this helmet, but I can't figure out anything else. Finally. And again a double exalted slam. I hope that this time we get something really good. For sure. This is just some crazy stuff. Another stun and block recovery and 8 life. I don't know about you, but I refuse to wear this helmet. So we're starting all over again. Very good. Hopefully now the double exalted slam will give me something good. There's no way we're going to get bad prefixes the third time around. I refuse to believe it. You've got to be kidding me. I'm done. I hope you will be more lucky with this craft, and I will move on. Change our anointment to sovereignty, and now we can activate all of our auras. Ideally, I wanted to replace the Defiance banner with Petrified Blood, but that requires a lot more currency, so we'll leave it that way for now. As an alternative to Petrified Blood, I was considering a unique flask, Progenesis, but then I saw the price. Thanks, but I think I'll do without it. Let's see what we got now. So, the luck is still with me. But as for the defense, it became much more comfortable to play, and you immediately noticed the difference. In general, I am very happy with the current version of the build, and compared to the starting version we made just a huge progress. But before we have a major purchase, let's check out the casino first. Maybe we can find some upgrades there. To do that we'll need a few unique items, an uncorrupted caustic arrow, and a couple of chronicles. Let's get started. Unlucky. Wow. That's a good start. We definitely don't need a double curse, but these elemental weakness gloves cost over 6 divine orbs. Easy money. But if you think that's luck, here's where the real luck is. Actually, this is all you need to know about the author of this video. Mirror of Calandra is next. But let's go back to our temple. Maybe there's still some luck left for me there. Nothing. Poof. And again a miss. Pretty good. 6 white sockets. Honestly, that's not exactly what I was hoping for, but this trip to the casino was pretty lucrative. Although I didn't get any improvement to my gear, but some extra currency is always a good thing. Also want to draw your attention that I was very lucky, and I do not recommend it again, because there is a huge chance that you get nothing. So I warn you. As for further improvements, there is much more that can be done, but honestly at this stage I would stop spending currency and start saving for the most important and essential thing for us. Headhunter. Well then, this time has come. We get our precious belt. Now we can remove inspired learning from our build and free up some skill points. My old and faithful friend, you have served me well, but it's time for a rest. And as always, a little showcase. And if you haven't played Headhunter before, you'll be pleasantly surprised how much stronger this build has become. And Headhunter fully justifies its price. I understand that the price of this unique belt seems out of reach for many of you. But buying it can be a good long-term goal for you that will keep you in the game for a long time. Speaking of which, if you're wondering what farming strategy I'm using now, my atlas looks like this. And it's pretty standard with Legion, Breach, Abyss, Strongboxes, and Blue Altars. As for Sextants and Scarabs, that's also a standard set for farming divination cards. Gilded Reliquary, Gilded Ambush, Polished Legion, and Gilded Divination. Strongboxes in area are corrupted. Areas contain a mirror of Delirium. Strongbox monsters have 500% increased item quantity, and area contains an additional Legion encounter. Well, in addition to all, we use Ambush on the map device. MF is not the most stable and best way to earn currency in the game, but it's definitely one of the most fun and interesting. More fun than sitting in your hideout and endlessly spamming sextants. We kill a lot of monsters, get a lot of loot in the process, and hope to hit the jackpot. To me, this is one of the most important aspects in ARPG. So playing and putting together this build was a lot of fun, and I had a great time. It's been a wonderful journey, and I hope you had a good time watching this character progress. As always, I will thank you for criticism, wishes, comments, likes, and of course a subscription. Bye everyone. Good luck in the game and in real life. And I will go. I'll be preparing for a new journey.